Jimmy Franklin in his jet out of Waco. Well, I'll tell you what, if that doesn't take the hair off the dog, nothing will. There you see a total combined horsepower of 2,000 horsepower in an airplane that weighs approximately 1,500 pounds. And when you scrap a man like Jimmy Franklin in the cockpit, hold on to your seats, folks, because you're about to see the most startling act on the air show circuit today. This man absolutely looks like he's mad at that airplane. He will treat it as rough as you can treat one, but yet with a finesse of one of the finest aerobatic pilots to ever sit in the cockpit of an airplane. Jimmy Franklin, not satisfied with that 500 horsepower. Now, right there, listen to that jet, and he puts it in a very, very hard position in the flat inverted spin, and then very quickly regains control. He was able to utilize the full power of that jet engine, and he looked at me with that kind of shy smile. You know, he's about 6'5", 6'6", and he kind of smiled at me and he said, well, people said it could not be done. You know, in 1930, look at that 4-point hesitation roll. The only time he's going to quit going up is when he chooses to, because that 3,000 pounds of thrust would just keep rocketing him right on up there to about 10,000 feet if he wanted to. There you see the inside spin on the way down. I'll tell you what, there's nobody that knows the envelope of an airplane more completely than this man right here. When I first saw him fly a good many years ago, he was very young at that time, 17, 18 years old. And he was doing the lowest inverted ribbon pickup of anybody in history. You'll think I'm lying to you. The late great Charlie said, we've got a new guy on the block. His name's Jimmy Franklin, and he says, you know what he's doing his inverted ribbon pickup on? He said, Budweiser long necks. And I said, you got to be kidding. Well, Jimmy was actually using quartz. I'm not kidding. He did the lowest inverted ribbon pickup, and from that time on, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a no-stop appearance for Jimmy Franklin. When he went to Shockley and said, here's what I want done, Les just kind of grinned and said, I think we can do it. There you see the 8-sided octagon loop. There's 6, there is 7, and one more at the bottom for number 8. 8 flat sides in what we call the large stop sign in the sky. You can hear the roar of that 2,950 pounds of thrust, a General Electric, the same engine that goes on a Learjet on one side. His both throttles are connected right together, one above the other. And Jimmy has the option of using that extra thrust anytime he feels like it. 1, there is 2, there is 3, and there is 4. This man loves to fly, and it does show, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, if the Weaver brothers are the people who designed and built the first Waco. It was Weaver Brothers Aircraft Company. That's what the WACO meant. Can you imagine what one of the Weaver brothers would think today if he saw this airplane flying in the sky? Well, he probably wouldn't believe it any more than you or I do. The vertical ascension of this airplane just defies imagination. It really does. Jimmy said, well, it was all new. The first time I climbed in it, he said, let me tell you something about Les Shockley. He had the thrust vectoring, the way that the engine set, absolutely perfect. They never had to touch it from the time he put it on the airplane. And it just keeps going. Just keeps going. Okay, he wraps it up very tightly now. snap rolling over the top into the inside spin. Down he comes. 1. He's down to about 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns. That's good, Jimmy. Get it straightened out. All right, right down close to Mother Earth. Jimmy's got all of the performers mad at him. They just can't touch it. Look at that. You talk about something wild. That is going to be the tightest outside loop ever done in an airplane. And that's a big airplane. The Waco is a very large airplane. Was designed back in about 1935. It originally had a 220 horse Continental motor on it. You talk about a crop duster turn. You know those raid ads that you've been seeing? It's been, oh yeah, here he comes again. There is a horizontal 8. And Jimmy just lays the whip to it. When he gets into the turn and the G-forces start building, he just throws a little bit of thrust at it. Hey, I'll tell you what, even these F-16 guys get a little jealous here. Look at that baby go up. He's topping out at an unbelievable 7,500 feet, and he's still going up. He's not wearing an oxygen mask either. I kind of worry about him a little bit. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing is what he did say. The problem of it is getting back down. He said, I can't get down as fast as I could go up. Well, this airplane's limited to about 240 miles an hour is what we call the terminal velocity of the airplane. And Jimmy can red line the airplane going straight up, believe it or not. Now, later on in the program, when Jimmy finishes today, and he's not done yet by any means, but later on he's going to be coming back. We got another surprise for you then, too. 45 degrees to the aerobatic line. Well, the airplane only made about 3 appearances last year after they strapped the jet on the bottom of it. One was at Oshkosh. And the people at Oshkosh, as you probably know, they garner 1 million people in 1 week's time. People were, after Jimmy flew, people were just shaking their heads in disbelief. Because this is an awesome airplane, and when you put it into the hands of someone with the expertise of Jimmy Franklin, well, I think we both saw what that implied. Did you like it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, come on, let me hear it! Yes! Well, I'll tell you what, I want you to do the same thing for Jimmy when he gets up here and taxis up to the show center. He can see those hands coming together and those hats waving. And folks, that's when you can do your part. You know, I don't care who the performer is, they like to know they've been appreciated. And I think Jimmy will be able to see the smile on your faces and the exuberance that he can see from the cockpit as he comes right on up here to show center. Hear the tail flying, being very, very careful not to get that prop. There you have it. He'll bow to you as he makes a 360-degree turn. Let's give a little bow, Jimmy, to these folks up here. There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't come any better than this.